Hey neighbor, I know I'm a plant geek, but from here to here in 11 days is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. I'm going to show you how you will never have to buy seed sweet potatoes again. So about 5 weeks ago, I started my sweet potato bed here. What I did this year is took a root pouch. This is a 100-gallon root pouch. It's one of those fabric pots we sell here. And I took my last year's potatoes, and I had some good big potatoes just like this that I had saved from last year. And this variety is Covington. And I filled my root pouch up to about right here. I layered these in there just as many as I can get end to end, covered it completely. Then I covered these with about 3 or 4 inches of good potting mix. And that's what created my seed bed. Watered it, temperature got right, and they started sprouting. Look right here. Crazy, isn't it? Well, that's exactly what we want, because this is where we're going to get our plants from. Now, the weird thing about sweet potatoes is you have to get vegetative growth off of that old potato to plant. And there's a couple different ways to do that. One thing that we do is we actually pull the plant off of that potato, just like that right there. And these are called draws. Some people may call them something else. In my neck of the woods, these are called draws. You see there, they got the roots on them. This is actually what we sell. Look, I've got dirt everywhere. This is actually what we sell when we send it to you, is the draws. But I'm fixing to share a special little tip with you. It's going to make your life a lot better. You know, I've talked to a lot of sweet potato growers, and I'm talking about commercial growers. And what they have found out over the last few years is they get better results from the tips than they do the draws. So any commercial sweet potato you talk to, they grow from this and not from this. Now, the reason we sell the draws is because they ship pretty good. These tips will not ship at all. They will wilt down real quickly. But we got several days on this right here. Now, when you get your sweet potato plants in, the leaves are going to look rough, and that's okay. Well, I'm going to explain to you today why the leaves don't matter, because actually you get your vegetative growth out of these little deals right here. We call these nodules. Now, the reason the sweet potato farmer can pull this off is because he grows his beds. They come in there with a cutter, like a sycamore cutter, and they actually cut the tips off and save the tips. They carry them directly to the field, and this is what they plant right here. Now, this is where it really gets weird. See all this right here? You can take all that off. Now, this is just one sprig right here that I'm cutting off. Let's see how many plants we can get from this one tip right here. We got one, see there? That's all you need. We got 2, we got 3, whoop, we got 4, we got 5. And I'm also going to root that very end tip right there, because it'll make a plant too. So you see right there? We're going to make plants, individual plants out of each one of those. All right, if you'll notice here, I'm going to trim a little bit more off. All we need is that nodule right there. So that nodule right there, if you can see real close here, there's a leaf starting to sprout out just in that elbow right there, in that armpit of this plant right here. That's where our new growth leaf is going to come from. Now, when we stick this in the soil or a pot medium, like I'm going to do in just a minute, we got to make sure that we get this nodule down in the soil, so it's going to sprout out roots right there. Now, this is our 162 tray, and I stuck these sweet potato tips 11 days ago, and look at there. Man, what a root system there. These are actually ready to go out into the garden. Now, you could, as the farmer does, go out there and plant these tips right here. But what I like to do is I like to start them in my greenhouse, because I still got some time left. I can get them rooted in, get them grown, and a little bit better in the greenhouse. Then I got a good plant that's going to withstand a little dry weather, a little abuse. It's going to probably make my survival rate a little bit better than just sticking the tips, although the tips will definitely work. Now, this is one I stuck about 3 weeks ago, and this is a little bigger pot. This is just one I had left over here. It's a little bigger root ball there. Look how that's grown there. Like I said, that's only about 3 weeks growth right there. Probably could have got more than one plant out of that, but I was kind of in a hurry and I had plenty of tips. So I'm going to show you exactly how we stick these. Now, I've got my 162 tray, but our 25 cells, which is the same cell size as the 162, will work too. Now, I think the 162 or the 24, I say 25, the 24 cell, it is a 25 cell we got. The smaller one we have, I think it's a perfect size for these sweet potato plants. Now, when we stick these, we want to make sure that that V is pointing up. We don't want to mess around and do it backwards. We also got to do it in the right direction right there. And we want to make sure that the leaf part or the armpit of the plant, of the nodule there, is sticking up. And I have pre-wet this real good, but we just want to stick it down in there, make sure we get that nodule in the soil good, and just pack it around. Just that easy. See this one right here? I'm going to trim it just a little bit more. Yep, it's got a leaf already coming out right there. Same thing, just stick it in there just like that. Now here's the tip. I could probably get one more out of it, but I'm just going to stick this whole tip right there on down. And there's another one. I'm going to trim it just a little bit, stick it in there. Yep, here we have another one. Stick it in there. And I'm going to trim this one up a little bit too. Ideally, you want just a little bit below that nodule there and stick it. Now you have to get these pretty wet. And I'm actually used a phosphorus potassium fertilizer to get this rooted good. It's a redox product, but it is a liquid phosphorus and potassium. It don't take a lot of nitrogen to do this, it takes a little bit, but I like that product there. I put it in my injector and inject it every time I water it, and it helps this root in real quick. And as you can see, folks, right there, in 11 days, you got a nice plant. So we know we get better potato production out of the tips. We get stronger, bigger potatoes off the tips than we do the draws. But here's the great thing about this. Once you start growing sweet potatoes, you can save your seed potatoes every year in a small container like a raised bed or even this root pouch right here. You can grow a lot of baby plants off this right here. I have cut this thing several times, and look here, I could probably get at least 500 plants off of this root pouch right here. I got a guy that's coming tomorrow that I promised him I'd give him some tips. He said he wanted 500. I said, shouldn't be a problem. We can cut them off there and get them to you, and he can go back real quick and plant them. And they'll come back out. This has already been cut back twice, so it's just going to bush back out. So it's a never-ending gift that keeps on giving and giving and giving. Now, I normally like to plant my sweet potatoes around the 1st of June, end of May or 1st of June. So this is going to be perfect for us here. But we got plenty to share with our neighbors. Heck, you could even sell sweet potato plants this way in your local area there. Now, there's different varieties of sweet potatoes we sell. As I mentioned, this is Covington, which I'm pretty sure was released by North Carolina State, and it's probably my favorite variety. They make good size there. They got good disease resistance to them, and I just like Covington the best. But there's other varieties out there. We got Beauregard. Now, if you're a first-time potato grower, Beauregard's probably the one that fits the bill for you because it's the easiest and most forgiving sweet potato to grow, and it is a good sweet potato. Then we got Georgia Jets. Now, Georgia Jets is not going to be as pretty and uniform as Covington's and probably Beauregard's. They have the highest sugar content. So if you're looking for a sweet potato and you don't care how pretty it is, Georgia Jet may be for you. And then we got Mersaki, which is a variety that was developed by LSU. It is that white type flesh in the potato. A lot of people like a white type flesh, especially some of our Hispanic and Asian community. They love those white sweet potatoes because that's what they're used to. And then this year we have Purple Majesty, which is that purple sweet potato. I haven't grown them before, but I'm probably going to try them next year. It's just a little something unusual, novelty type a purple sweet potato. Order you some slips if you don't have any way to get started, but once you get your slip, folks, never ever again will you have to buy slips again. You can grow your own, share them with your neighbor. You just take a few, cull back a few of your good potatoes every year and save them for your seed crop. Plant them in the springtime, and when it gets warm, they will bush out like this right here, and you will have plenty of sweet potato tips. You can root them in the greenhouse like I did, or you could just cut them and go plant them directly. Whatever suits you. I prefer to plant them in the greenhouse thing. Man, what a gift that keeps on giving.